This is a great de-stressing, anti-bingo wing workout. They'll keep your guns toned and your family fed. What's not to like about sourdough making? But I just love getting involved with this. I'm using the heel of my hand, this kind of part of my palm, to just lean down into the dough. Now, there's as many ways to knead the dough as there are to peel a potato or skin a cat, as the saying goes. This is just the technique that I like to use because I find that it's really easy for people to pick up. There's no right or wrong way, it's just about putting energy into the dough. So by using the heel of my hand, I can lean my whole body weight, or a lot of it anyway, onto the dough and stretch it across the table. See how it sticks and stretches? This is a properly involved and sticky job. I've got my trusty scraper here. I can clear up occasionally. And as I work the dough, it becomes more elastic, smoother and better mixed together. And this really is a case of wetter the better. So a good wet sticky dough like this is absolutely fine. If you don't like the feeling of it, you'll be tempted to add more flour, but you'll end up with a drier, heavier loaf, and that's not what we're after at all. But if you just stick with it, you'll notice it starts to become more elastic and less sticky, and that's exactly what you're after. Now, different flours, even strong bread making flours, will absorb different amounts of water. So it's not a bad idea to keep some flour on hand like this, particularly if you're using the flour for the first time. And you can always add a little bit more flour after, say, 10 minutes of kneading like this. If you're sure it's just too sticky, if it doesn't look like this, if it's really flowing out like soup, then obviously you're going to have to add more flour. Now, I've maybe been kneading this for 5 minutes now, and I'm noticing already that it's starting to change in its form and structure. It feels different in my hand. Having starting to see that come together, I feel that I can safely switch hands without too much worry of ending up wearing all this dough. See, it's very soft, but it's not too sticky. If I use the back of my hand, you see it's tacky, it's not really, really wet. If you can't do that even after, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, then yeah, add a bit more flour. Maybe weigh the flour, and the next time you weigh up your sourdough loaf, you can weigh exactly the right amount of flour from the get-go, and your sense of smugness will undoubtedly rise as surely as your loaf will. So this dough's really started coming together. Well over 10 minutes, nearly 15 minutes. Depends on how much energy you've got and how much energy you're giving it. But as I make this into a round ball, you see that it's beautifully soft. It is sticky, but it's not too sticky. It's certainly not dripping through my fingers. That's the kind of consistency of dough you need. So look, it's properly sticky, but it's also really stretchy, and that's really good. So just, you're going to give this a little handful of flour, finish it off, round it up. That just means tucking the dough underneath itself. It neatens it up. And look how beautiful and smooth that is. That's going to be great. But I need a rest, the dough needs a rest. So back in the scraped out clean bowl, when we weighed up in it goes. And that needs a couple of hours to rest, but there's one critical thing. You must cover it, because if you don't cover your dough, it's going to dry out and become kind of leathery on the outside, and that won't be nice or good for your bread. So you can use cling film or plastic cling, or you can put it inside a carrier bag. Old recipes say you put a tea towel on it, but they get damp and they stick, and picking dough off of tea towel is boring. Personally, I like to use a shower cap. Now these are great because they're elasticated and there's a bit of room in there for your dough to rise. So that needs 2 hours, it's going to rest, I'm going to rest, and while the dough's resting, it's like having a little holiday. It's gaining in strength, it's becoming more elastic, and really importantly, flavour. So 2 hours for the first rise should be fine, just leave that somewhere warmish.